In the beginning stages of my teaching, I'm a really big proponent of position where that hands under the ball, elbows under the ball, our body hasn't released up, we flow through, we can really take advantage of the leverage that our body is able to create. Obviously, with younger players, this isn't something that they're all able to do, right? In the picture next to me, you can see that I have one player, a young player, with a release point that's super high, and then another one with a much lower release point, and then signifying that the lower release point is the way we want to go. Kids just aren't strong enough to shoot that ball up here yet. There's a really common thing out there that says we need to raise our release because we don't want our shot to get blocked. The truth of the matter is the release is raised because it allows us to optimize the energy we're able to create when we're actually able to create it and strong enough to do so. It allows us to move the ball much more efficiently and get the desired arc on the shot that we want, not necessarily because the shot will get blocked, right? So with young kids, what do we focus on, right? I really focus on one main thing, and that is just being able to shoot with one hand through the basketball. The way that we do this to begin with is we find our starting position, right? We'll find our starting position here in our one. If I remove the basketball, I have kids hold their arms out like this, just take their shooting palm rotated outwards, and then pretend that we have strings attached to the elbows to pull us back to this position here. Okay? Kids naturally will not hold the ball out here. They may hold the ball on the sides, but they won't hold the ball far away from their body because kids are naturally efficient. They figure out things really quickly, and they know that if they started that shot out here, there's no way that they're going to be able to get the ball to the basket. That would involve them pulling it back and then going forward. So kids start here, right? There's a reason kids do it. They know that it's going to work, okay? What we need to do is just get their hands in the right spot. So if we can start palm out, right? Hands this way, then palm rotates this way. Strings on the elbows pulls us back to this position here. And then if we can just place that basketball in their hands in this position, their guide hand may be in front. I'm not overly concerned about the guide hand positioning at this point. They're so small anyway. But what we can do is we can get them just used to, from that, passing to somebody, right? My mentor, the guru of all gurus, the man himself, Rob Fodor, calls it passing to the basket when we're shooting. If you can get a kid to understand just pushing through this basketball like this, and then point out to them that this motion looks a lot like this motion, the dots start to connect for kids. And that's what we're out to do. So if we can get kids to just push through the ball with one hand, we have now eliminated one of the two things that we have to be able to do in order to shoot the basketball consistently. The ball always has to go up and the ball has to go straight. Us being able to push through with one hand allows the ball to go straight. The first drill that we do with them is just passing back and forth. After that, we say change the angle, and they can shoot the ball back and forth to a partner. They can shoot it at the basket. It's really up to you and what you want to decide. Now, I will recommend this last drill as something to kind of think of as a building block for the future. Right? I do a lot of ball raises with players because sequencing is such a big deal. Being able to start to let this ball lead the way a little bit so our body attaches under. So even a young kid do a raise to this point, right? I have a lot of parents that say, well, why would I have my kid do this when they're not going to shoot from that distance? I'm always looking to the long-term side of things. That kid, if at night they're doing their ball raises and getting used to keeping the body down while starting to give that ball a head start, over time, even 2, 3, 5 minutes a day, that's going to start to compound. That's going to start to resonate with them in a way that when they do get older, they're now going to be that much further ahead of somebody else that doesn't understand the order in which things have to move. So while I do not expect a kid to shoot from out here, I do agree with the habit of being able to move the basketball without the body having to move with it. Because in the future, when they do get stronger, making that transition from the shot that pushes down here to the shot that comes up here can be a tricky one for a lot of players. It's the reason that a lot of players actually shoot the ball really well as a young kid. And then once they get older, they struggle to find that happy place. They usually end up being really good mid-range shooters, but they can't shoot from further away because they've never understood how to sequence correctly. They've never understood how to transfer energy from their body into the ball and kind of close that gap. They've just been told higher release so you don't get blocked, not higher release because it allows you to transfer energy from your body into the basketball more efficiently. Keep shooting.